Actually, I think we're the opening act.
Yeah.
We're the opener. We're the little guy who's got one song on the radio, and he's singing it, and then the Yak will be the kind of co-headliner, and then the headliner, the main event, comes on when everybody pays attention at 2:00.
You're a concert guy, real quick, to open the show.
That's exactly what I was going to ask.
Who's the best opener you've ever seen? I haven't seen many.
I saw Darius Rucker open for Brad Paisley when Darius Rucker was just making the switch from Hootie to country music.
Okay.
He was doing his first album, and I saw and he sang 3 or 4 Hootie songs at that point. So Darius Rucker was the best opening act I ever saw.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
Jackson Brown opening for Tom Petty.
Really?
Best concert I've ever been to.
Jackson Brown opened for somebody?
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Spectrum, like 2003.
Really?
I saw
that was good as shit.
Train open for John Mayer.
Train open for John
They turned
Mayer.
out to be a product.
You
got to think. I've seen Eminem and Jay-Z.
Right.
I've seen Billy Joel. I've seen John Mayer, and I've seen Hootie. So I guess the Bare Naked Ladies last summer or 2 summers ago was pretty good for Hootie too. Like that was fucking good.
Yeah, I don't know.
A couple of hits. Like
me and your mortal enemy went to OAR. Opening for Train, and we're like, why is OAR opening for Train? Train's got some hits.
Train's got some hits.
Train has hits.
Like you didn't realize.
This was like right before Soul Sister. I was like 15 rows back.
Yeah.
Free tickets. It was sick.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of others. I haven't been to that many concerts in my life, but I've there's one I'm missing. I saw Shinedown open for Creed in 2002, which is really, really weird. Shinedown was very, very new.
You can include wrestling opening acts.
Well, they don't have a concert before.
I meant music.
Well, I mean, just a couple of
up and coming wrestlers that I saw. Yeah,
bare naked back bodies coming out from the backyard and
not sure
trying to do their thing.
I'm not sure why you're going with such alliteration, but fantastic, good stuff. So yeah, today Dave will be going live at 2, and he's going on the offensive now, I guess. So I don't know. I don't think any of us know what's going on. I will just say this, some behind-the-scenes Barstool. So we all sit in the content section. Smitty sits by the window. Rico sits in Gaz's seat because he's a vengeful bastard. I sit
it was a good seat.
with
it's the only seat
beautiful view of the Empire State Building. I also look almost directly into Dave's office. And in that corner today, he has his whole team. And they've been huddled for pretty much the whole day.
I don't want to be a mole or someone like spreading quotes to like various people, but I overheard Dave Portnoy say today that this is the hardest he's ever worked on anything in a long time. So
we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we can't give you any previews or anything. I don't know what it's going to be, but I know. I mean, he wore a suit. I think he's confident. He's confident in whatever he has uncovered or has gotten itself to him. Rico,
Vindictive Dave is not one to trifle with.
You're a jump in the hole guy, right?
Yes.
You in the hole with him?
Yes. I don't think you do this unless you.
Did you put out your honest tweet?
I did not.
Oh, I mean, Jesus Christ, Rico.
I put out my Luke 5:36 tweet. The truth shall set you free.
I love how your version of getting in a hole with a guy is wearing a T-shirt with you on it. You end up saying, "Oh, I'm supporting this guy by wearing a T-shirt with your face on it."
It's a big 3.
There's 4 people on the T-shirt,
and Hank.
That's your supporting. Let me get my Rico shirt out.
It's riders. These are the guys.
Right. To support Dave, you wore a Riders shirt.
These are the guys.
You wore a Riders shirt.
These are the guys you could go to when the bank won't give you a loan. These are the guys. You know what I mean? He says it all in the old.
That's not a good picture.
Yeah, and then by that definition, then they end up killing you when you can't repay that loan.
No, we're the guys. All right, relax, Smitty.
Fucking relax.
I'm just making sure you got out your honest tweet. That's all.
I did not.
I
put out my own version of it.
All right, can you handle the fact that this show yesterday, me and Marty, for 30 whole seconds, made a couple of little innocent jokes about the poker content or the poker trip to? Can you handle that? Because I'm not sure everybody can.
Look, you fired shots at the dog, and you get angry when the dog wants to bite. You got to watch out. I didn't fire shot.
I wasn't even thinking about Nate. I was thinking about you and Mitzi the most.
You dangled.
I wasn't even thinking about Nate.
No, obviously I'm fine. It sucks that a lot of the stuff out there is contingent on like you lasting and making it far.
Right.
But I think for the little time we were out there, we did a lot of Poker Central stuff, which is great for stuff out there. I'm going to be on the main feature table that's going to be broadcast on CBS when it
Okay.
airs, which is like huge
Yeah.
as one of the notables. So, I mean,
Now, is that any affiliation? Did you get that hook through your own CBS connection?
possibly.
Makes sense.
Possibly. The guy
missed
knows
it.
people.
Did you
I
get
got it. No, I
Oh,
got
okay.
it. I got it.
You sure?
I understand.
It's not CBS the network. for
I
those of you who
understand
do
the
not get it.
reference that we're going for
Okay.
here. It wasn't It wasn't that nuanced. It wasn't that clever.
You
okay.
get it, Za?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Way to
sweet.
go, Za. Everybody celebrate getting
you,
a
thank you.
very minor surface level reference.
But even Mincy getting knocked out by Nate Silver. I mean, that's just like, what's going on here?
I like his now his mortal enemy.
Yeah.
He's acting like, oh, I'm gonna take down Nate Silver.
That'd be great.
He's
It
gotta
would be
change his
great.
name.
That'd be
He can't
something.
be the Destroyer anymore.
Yeah, he can't be the
Look.
destroyer, Smitty.
Look, Ben Mintz, out of the three of us,
He said he was going to show us something.
He showed
Show us
something.
something.
He showed something.
Show us
Was
something.
it good? I don't know. Ben Mintz has more career live earnings than anybody here at Barstool combined, other than Jake Toole, who's the other pro, who's still in it and is crushing it. So, poker is all about variance. If you played 10,000 hands against Ben Mintz, you get waxed. You play 10,000 hands against Nate, you still probably lose. Against me, probably, but it's all about variance. Anybody can win, lose, or draw once. Daniel Negreanu, who's arguably the best poker player on the planet, got knocked out in the first 2 hours. So I lasted the second day. Am I better than Daniel Negreanu?
No. All right.
Let's think about
Some
that.
people are saying.
Some people, I mean, you can say that. You can say that. But what I was pissed off about Nate, and I expressed it violently on our podcast by calling him a fucking asshole like 100 times, is he, what we call, punted the tournament.
Right.
Nady Fiegels just let that go because there's a lot of value in us just being out there. But what he did is equivalent to first game of the World Series, bottom of the first, bases loaded, nobody out, 3-2 count. He swung at a pitch 10 feet in front of him and fucking blew both of his ACLs.
So
There's no reason to do what he did at that
he
time.
took himself out of the competition when there was value of him being in competition.
Exactly.
What
I
did
don't-
he do? He bet high?
He got aggressive with the hand
cards.
on the button, 4-3 suited, in which if he was a professional, he could probably make it work some way, somehow. But in that instance, on day one, when you're that deep stack, I'm not a pro by any means, but I'm good enough where, I can make things happen if I run, average or better. If I run bad, I'm done. I can't do that. But on day one, I folded at least 3 hands that Nate would have just, went bust on. Because you have to maximize your winnings, but also minimize, your losses. And there's one hand that's going to be aired on CBS that's just I must have the worst luck in the fucking world.
Yeah.
When you see
Yeah.
it.
All right. Well, that was the exciting
Shut the
foray
fuck
into
up.
the world of poker. No,
Jesus Christ.
it is. It's a thing that when y'all are out there, it's exciting, it's interesting. But when you talk about the hands, that part is the boring part.
Well, that's why you need
Right,
to
that's
be
why-
interested in it.
Correct.
When you talk about wrestling and nobody's ever seen the
But I don't talk about-
barebacks going at it, maybe
why do you
they're
keep
not
calling them
interested.
barebacks?
Because that's where the backwoods
Wrestling
stuff.
has a much bigger audience than poker.
No shit.
Some would say poker is a smart man's game.
Some would say Nate Silver crushes.
Those who support wrestling is not much to understand.
Remember when we had the wrestler in here and
Simple-minded.
he roasted everybody and everybody took it except you texted me and said he was too mean?
Yeah, I mean, that was unnecessary.
He got you pretty good.
You text me when I'm mean.
Huh? I
You
do.
have your army.
Yeah, I don't
They're
have an
clipping
army.
things
I don't
for
have
you.
an army. I don't have riders. I have walkers. They're all
Yeah, with your age group.
they're all quite lazy and they don't really do anything. They don't care. Anyway,
Where's Marty?
Marty is doing a work thing. He's in Atlanta, I think, doing a commercial for Hooters, I believe. Big Ev is sick. I know you haven't been
for
here. Big Ev's been sick all week.
Yeah. No, I've been paying attention. Don't worry.
Where? No,
It's actually great going on West Coast time. You
but
get
the
up.
question is, where is Mintz? Because you're here, Nate's here. Mintz lost out, and he's still out there just firing away.
Yeah, he repopped.
What's he? I
He's-
don't.
The destroyer goes down swinging.
So he's just gonna keep playing little. He's gonna keep going down the line.
I
He's gonna
think-
be in the fucking Pineapple Club playing Go Fish in a week.
I think that was it. There was another tournament yesterday that was big that he entered, and I think he's
Got
out.
busted out of that too.
Yeah.
I would be if he just played down
Just keep
all
going,
the
man.
way till he's playing in a $5 tournament. Anyway, whenever he comes back, he'll be back, I guess. It doesn't seem like he's on the way back now. He texted me this morning and said, "Do you need me tomorrow?" I said, "No." So I don't know. We'll see. Ravens Dolphins tonight. We have NFL, college basketball started. College football, of course, is going strong. We're going to talk about all those things. Let me do an ad first.
Brandon White Walkers.
No, I don't like the white part. I don't like the white part. There's no there's no racial
Who says
slant
about
to
what
it.
race?
Well, white is a race.
It's also
Well,
a color.
Not really. Anyway, for many people in the U.S. concerned about the cost of health insurance, there are no good options. You either go uninsured or pay through the nose for a high deductible plan with questionable coverage, all because of a broken health insurance system. It's like being stuck with an outdated cable TV plan and not knowing about Netflix. Crowd Health is a community of people who are tired of paying for a broken system, a place where you can get a simple, flexible, affordable way to pay for your health care. Being in the Crowd Health community can help save hundreds of dollars monthly and put thousands of dollars back in your pocket. They have membership as a monthly subscription, start or stop when it's convenient for you. They've got simple, transparent pricing, customized to fit your needs. Crowd Health lowers your monthly health care cost, and you can see any doctor you want. Using their app, find nearly any doctor in the country, rank from 1-star to 5-star. Scan bills, throw them away. Crowd Health takes it from there. Crowd Health is able to offer amazing prices because of its community of health-conscious members. For a limited time, our listeners will get their first month free, and after you've been a member, Crowd Health will include a fitness wearable. That's 30 days to try risk-free plus the fitness wearable. Go to joincrowdhealth.com/fit and enter code PICS at sign-up. Again, that's joincrowdhealth.com/fit. Enter promo code PICS. Crowd Health is not health insurance. It's a community-powered alternative. Terms and conditions may apply. Is your phone interesting today, Rico?
It is, because the Barstool Sportsbook just shared this. Have you seen this one where the guy needs the Packers to win the title? 10 to win $87,000?
No, I haven't seen that.
Look at this. So, Bucks.
Well, you just described it to me pretty good.
Bucks plus 700, Lightning plus 600, Gonzaga to make the Final Four minus 230, Kyle Larson to win a NASCAR Cup Series, Green Bay Packers plus 1,100. $10 wager wins $87,000.
Not the worst bet right now. Not
It's
the worst bet.
it's not the worst bet.
Unbelievable.
It's weird though. I almost like
It should be more.
correct. Yes, it feels like that bet should be more. I mean, you're talking about getting the Bucks right at 700. You're talking about getting the Lightning right at plus 600. Gonzaga was, I guess, an easy one, and then Kyle Larson. That one's out there.
So I guess it just came out like right before the Super Bowl. He did this.
I would assume so. Yeah. Well,
No.
Like, why would the lines be out for
He
next year's
placed it
Super
in
Bowl?
March.
yeah,
March.
They have those. What do you mean?
Well,
Well,
Yeah.
the Bucks to win the Super Bowl, and then the lines for the next year's Super Bowl.
No, Lightning. Look at the ticket.
Oh, I thought you said.
Tampa Bay Lightning. I probably said Bucks.
Oh, Milwaukee
I'm sorry.
Bucks. I was thinking Tampa Bay Bucks.
well, you can
Milwaukee
see it.
Bucks.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
put
yeah,
it-
yeah.
they put
I
it-
can see it now. I'm looking at the little screen for some reason because I'm a
But he
fucking
put it March
moron.
15th. You can see where he put it. He put it
Yes.
March 15th.
Yes.
Right. So right
But when Rico
before-
said
yeah.
Bucks, I was thinking of
Got
Tampa
it.
Bay Bucks.
Right before Gonzaga to make the Super
Yes.
Bowl. Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, breaking news: Cam Newton back to the Panthers.
Really?
It's probably good for them.
Do you think? I mean, I think it's a non-story. Like it's
Yeah.
he's washed. He's done. He's finished. They're washed, done, finished. I don't know if that moves the needle at all. I guess it's a nice story that he gets to return somewhere that he won an MVP. But
What a shame for Sam Darnold. After the first 3 games of this season, like Sam Darnold was in the MVP conversation.
yeah,
kind of.
But he's
kind
awful.
of. But that's what I'm saying. After the first 3 games of this season, when they
All
went
right.
3-0,
Yeah.
it was like, holy shit, Sam Darnold's leading the league in rushing.
There's always a fake 3-0 team, and they you could tell they were fake from the start.
I
though.
don't know if
I
you
don't
could
know if
tell.
they-
You were kind of blowing them a little bit.
I didn't know they were this fake. I didn't know they
They're
were
this
just fall
fake.
apart completely. But I did. Well, who was? It was like they beat the Saints.
Eagles.
Yeah, but the
Eagles was
brought-
the worst loss
yeah.
I've ever seen a team take. That was
That was
their
disgusting.
fault.
That was the game that I swore off your Twitter forever.
Oh, yeah.
That was the game where your tweets told me the Eagles were down by 3 touchdowns and they were winning.
Yeah, you were frank.
You
You were
was-
frank.
You were frank. You were absolutely
Any
frank.
logical person
I
who
think you're
watched
worse
that
than
game,
Frank.
No, anybody who watched that game agreed with me.
No, because
Yes. Yes.
you were tweeting
that
like,
game was
like
that ugly.
it was the
until
worst
fourth
team
quarter.
ever, and I looked
They
up
were.
and they're winning.
No, they weren't winning. They weren't winning until the last minute in the fourth quarter.
That's negative Eagles shit. That's what they do.
See, you guys don't know. You don't understand.
Mets fans.
Then
were
you watch
optimistic
the
at all
next week.
times.
You bet
I'm a
watch the next
Mississippi
week.
State fucking Dolphins fan. I don't understand what it's like to have a mediocre team.
No, and then they're not mediocre, or at least they weren't at that time. Now they're getting a little
Eagles
bit
are
better
mediocre.
on the offensive side. Defense is abysmal. But you saw during the next week against the Bucks when everybody bet them and they fucking backdoor covered. But you saw during the first half exactly what I was talking about. How they looked like fucking dead dick.
Dead dick.
Dead dick.
Dead dick.
Dead dick.
I like the way you say it with that pass. Dead dick.
Dead dick.
All right,
Let's
so
look at tonight.
why don't you relax for a second? You ever think about
NFL.
that? College basketball. Can I get credit for being the best college basketball gambler in the office?
What are you?
7-1 so far.
Okay. I'm right
Would be
behind you.
8-1 if you hadn't talked me out of Mercer.
talked
I
you
read
out
that
of
game exactly right,
You nailed it.
and you talked me out of it, but that's okay. College basketball, weird way they're just jumping into the season. You know how some sports they'll load their first week or whatever. They loaded their first night. They loaded Tuesday. It was good, and then our next big game is Friday night at 11:30.
I don't well, it's out.
And then
it's
Saturday
out in the West Coast. I would
fine,
imagine.
fine, but
obviously.
Friday at 11:30 and then Saturday at 10:30.
Everyone who's knocking Saturday at 10:30. Think about any other time where that would get eyeballs. Saturday at 12 o'clock, no chance. Big Fox game.
Right.
Even in a week Saturday, which this is Saturday at 3:30, no chance. Saturday at 7:30, ABC primetime, no chance.
I
The
think
10:30 game, what's it going up against?
nothing. But
There you go.
It's
That's
going-
the only thing you want.
I don't disagree with you that much, but like, they don't need the big games right away when they're competing against the NFL.
correct.
And
Why
everything else.
why blow
Like,
those
why-
games on this?
Exactly. Slow build it. Let everybody have
Well,
a
that's
chance to
kinda
kind of like
how-
do
I'm
their
not
thing.
7-2. I'm 7-1. I haven't lost 2 games. You lying, cheating piece of shit motherfucker. Actually, we're doing pretty good as a
We
team
are.
on the
College
sport.
Hoops is doing pretty good. Smitty, that's the problem. Any guest we have or any like analyst, I ask them, I'm like, do you think the schedule's broken? Which it is. The best games are the week before Thanksgiving. So like, or Saturday night, Texas plays Gonzaga. Somebody will beat somebody by 10 or 12 in a handled game. And then there's no other non-conference games really.
But
they
they-
need to do it in Martin Luther King Day and President's Day weekend.
Yeah, because they know what they're doing.
No,
it's
but you
it's all about March Madness. college basketball.
Agreed. But
Like,
it's-
it doesn't start until
it's you get
January 1st,
You know, and
essentially.
unfortunately, they're victims of the NFL. They're going to be victims of the playoff. Like they really only have eyes for a little bit, but it's difficult, I guess, because those non-conference games, you got to find neutral arenas. Like, who wants to go play in the middle of their conference schedule a difficult game at Gonzaga?
You know
or
what they
at
should
Texas,
do
you know?
if they can? Take the midnight tip-off that they do for practices, put a fucking game in there.
The Midnight Madness.
Well, they
Yeah.
did the
well, no, you have to start practice.
I don't care.
They did the-
Start them hot.
they did the 24 hours of hoops for a couple of years, right? And,
Yeah.
and I guess that's done. We're not doing that
They
anymore.
stopped doing that for like 5 or 6 years. I want to say like that was the best when that went on.
Yeah,
like 2
but
o'clock in the
it's
2 o'clock in the morning tip, 4 o'clock in the
But
morning.
that's one of those
You're
that-
playing at Fairfield.
That's one of those that always sounds better than it
It
really
did.
is.
It
Like,
did.
It sounds incredible. Oh my God, 24 hours of college hoops. You waking up at 5 o'clock to watch Fairfield play Canisius?
Yeah, but when you got action on it, not too bad.
Yeah, but no, I'll put and
Responsibly.
I'll put the action on it at 11 and be like, okay, I'm set my alarm. Alarm goes off. All right, well I'll just figure it out.
Right.
I'll wake
Yeah.
up.
It was. That's probably what it was. And I think also like the schools got pushback after. Like in the beginning, you're telling me DePaul's they play in a bigger conference. Fairfield.
Yeah.
Trying to think like Iona. I remember was on those games. Manhattan College. Like they'd be like, hey, we get an ESPN game. They'd be like, we're all over it. And then after 5 or 6 years of logistically organizing travel, locker room, staff at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when teams are showing up 2 hours before tip-off, it's probably not. Juice isn't worth the squeeze. So
you guys are you Benchmark boys have a live show
next Wednesday.
Wednesday, the day of Pick'em, and you're trying to make everybody reschedule.
No.
Because you go full time and all of a sudden it's all about you.
All right.
So
you see the shirt. You saw the shirt.
Oh yeah, riders.
He doesn't have
On the day that Dave Portnoy
Order
needs
form
him,
shirts.
on the day Dave Portnoy needs him, he wears a rider's shirt. That's all about Rico.
Brandon, I checked the
Strengthen the team.
records. You are 7-2.
I'm not 7-2. I'm 7-1.
You lost on Belmont on
Mhm.
Tuesday.
Sure.
lost on
And
that.
Michigan on Wednesday.
I did not bet Michigan. I bet against Michigan. I bet Buffalo.
Mm.
Michigan minus 12.5.
I did not bet Michigan. Buffalo was on my card.
Hold on.
I did not bet Michigan. I bet Buffalo.
It should have been a Michigan cover anyway.
Well, it wasn't. It was Buffalo.
Should have been.
Yeah. They needed a
Tough.
rebound.
What? That's yesterday's. What does number 5 say?
Yeah, but it's what you tweeted.
No, it's not what I tweeted. It's what I say on the show. You can pull my card up from yesterday. You got Buffalo. Please pull my card up from yesterday. I am not 7-2. I am 7-1.
It seems like you're
Actually, I'm 8-1. If you gave me a loss,
a lot of numbers being thrown out here.
no, I'm just
Lot of
saying. I'm
accusations.
just saying. I gave Buffalo yesterday. We discussed it. I talked about it.
Or maybe your mind's slipping.
My mind's not
They're
slipping.
both old age.
That's not it. That's not my card. That's not my card. That's not my fucking card.
Hold on.
I don't have Michigan. Look, Buffalo plus 15's right there.
I'm gonna have to check the tapes then, because if you said both, then that's a bigger issue.
But I didn't say both. I said Buffalo.
Well, Buffalo was never plus 15 either.
They were plus 15 in the morning. It crashed down. It crashed. And I even talked about that yesterday. I was like, the line crashed. I give it to him at 9 o'clock in the
All right,
morning.
we'll check the tapes. We
I'm gonna
record
check
things.
This
I'm
is
pretty
bullshit.
Sure you said give me Michigan.
I did not say that. That was Marty.
I'm gonna check the tapes.
We'll check the tapes. Relax. Got an NFL game tonight.
It's the Dolphins. I'm a Dolphins fan. They're going to get beat. Why should I be excited?
Yeah, so what – I mean, I've been half decent with these parlay pluses. I'm going to go to, I guess, both of you. Both teams want to run the ball here. Not good passing offenses, good running offenses.
Ravens roll. I think it's a 2 to 3 score
Here's
game.
what concerns me.
You're not worried about like a sleepy.
No,
like,
yeah,
because
that's
don't
what-
show anything next week.
Because that's what
Well, who do they
Baltimore.
have
That's
next
what
week?
Baltimore
Is it
did
a
on Sunday, and they almost got steamrolled by the by
Yeah,
the
but a
Vikings.
short week is going to fix that? Is a short
What do
week
they
going to
got?
fix that shit?
Is it a
short week
full-blown sandwich
Short
spot?
week, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They're the better team. They're going to come out hot.
I
2 to 3 scores.
I just have this. I don't know. I've been
At the
operating
Bears
on
next
this.
Sunday, that's not a look ahead.
Like the Ravens have been one of those teams that's kind of playing down to these bad teams. They beat,
doesn't matter.
Beat the Lions on 66-yard field goal. I just
Look, the Dolphins just won a game finally.
right.
They're not a momentum team. They're coming back down to earth. They stink.
So it's not much of a plus, but rather than laying minus 110,
I'm not saying the Ravens are going to be that
Fair,
good or
fair.
playing great. They still win by 2 to 3 scores.
what do you think about bumping it? Well, you're more aggressive than me. I bumped the full disclosure. I'll pull the curtain back now. I bumped the line to minus 9.5 for plus 110.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if you're going to take 7.5, I think bumping it is a pretty good play.
Right. I mean, you're just reversing the juice.
Correct.
Now
Yeah,
I don't hate it.
If
Like,
anything, the Ravens defense doesn't allow them to score like 14 points.
Yeah, I feel like
and they win like 28.
I feel if
13.
they win by 8, they're winning by 10. So I don't hate that at all.
anybody to target who they're going to give a touchdown to? Like, can you? I wanted to find
The only-
total team rushing yards.
The only thing I like is
and
maybe
bump that because I think they're going to pound the rock against
maybe
Dolphins.
Lamar passing touchdown, rushing touchdown too, because he is from Miami, isn't he? And he's playing in Miami.
I'm not sure, but I don't like taking anybody fantasy style except Lamar because you just don't know what he's going to do or where he's going to go to.
Yeah,
Okay.
idiot. You ever think about it like that? Is that your Philly Eagles star jacket?
That
over
is
there?
not, but it looks good.
Who left us an Eagles starter jacket?
It looks
over
a,
here?
looks a little small.
It looks a little worn as well.
Yeah, a little female too.
Well, what makes that female? That's not small.
I don't know, maybe the size.
I
Yeah,
bet
it does look
I bet
small.
it'll fit Rico. Well, that's small.
Come on.
We joke with family. That's what we do here, right? College football. We'll get into NFL lines in a minute.
Dan's got a game of the year tonight.
He's got the game of the year. He's got Pitt minus 6.5 over UNC. He loves it that much. Well, you weren't here yesterday because you were doing pick'em. You weren't here yesterday because you were still on vacation.
Do we get that graphic out every week?
This one?
Yeah.
No.
TJ, have you thought about that?
Now I don't even trust the graphic though because they got my pick wrong.
I have the clip, by the way.
Have you thought about tweeting that on Sundays?
You have the clip?
Yeah, I just found it.
Let me see it. Plus 2.5 at home. I got Nets minus 9 in the NBA, and I got Knicks minus 3.5 against the Bucks.
Loser.
Mississippi State minus 21. I'm going to bet my team. We open. We have a lot of high hopes this year. We play North Alabama. If we don't beat North Alabama by 21, I'm not going to be happy. And then Buffalo plus 15 against Michigan. That line is screaming down. I got it at plus 15 like at 9 o'clock. But I think it's down to 13.5 right now.
I was going to say, I have Michigan at minus 12.5.
Is it 12.5 now? You can
Yeah.
give me 12.5 because that is a big difference. But this morning it was 15. And it is. That meant
I
Marty.
meant Buffalo.
I did it wrong.
Okay, so we
All
got
right.
we got it fixed.
Yeah, I'll hit up our tracker.
I don't like it.
What do you mean you don't like it?
I don't like it.
We just played a clip of me giving Buffalo.
I don't know. Seems like there's a little bit of tomfoolery in the air.
I liked it better when you were in Vegas.
Me too, actually.
I liked it better. Did y'all stay at the hotel we stay at now?
No.
Oh wow, y'all aren't team players. Wow.
Well, we are team players, but it had to stay a little bit closer to the venue we were at.
Calf muscle just looking good. So we'll get into the lines for college football. Anything about the rankings shake you up the other night? I mean, it's
Not really. I just think Cincy, they know where they're at.
Cincy's going to get in.
You think so?
I think Cincy's going to get in. Yeah, I think last week we all freaked out when Cincy
Who's
was
in a
a
better
6.
spot, Cincy or Oklahoma? If
Oklahoma's in a
runs
better
the state.
spot if they win. Oklahoma's in a better spot if they win, but I don't think Cincy's going to need Oklahoma's spot. There's so much drama around them. So Georgia at number 1, forget about them. Number 2 is Alabama. They got to win at Auburn and beat Georgia. That's almost impossible for them to do that because they're not very good. Oregon has to win at Utah. If they beat Utah, they got to beat Utah again. I don't think they're going to sweep Utah. Who's Michigan? You really believe this team's going to beat Ohio State and Penn State? I don't. You think Michigan State's going to beat Ohio State and Penn State? I don't. There's so much, and Ohio State still has to go to Michigan. So there's
Ohio State has a little bit of a trap on there, but
there's so much chaos.
So who do you put as most confident to make the playoff?
Georgia
1.
Georgia 1.
Is Ohio State 2?
Ohio State would be my 2. Yes.
What's the line for Georgia to win it all right now?
I have no
Close
idea.
Minus. I'll look it up right
Yeah.
now. I mean, it's
Because if it's not minus money, that's a fabulous.
yeah, but it's
take.
so
Now,
minus 125.
But with Georgia, this week I think is a very, very key week because they have not played many great offenses. They've choked out every team they played. Now they play an offense who statistically is pretty good and wants to go fast, who can score, who does have athletes. So they're going to beat Tennessee. If they beat Tennessee by 30, if they hold them to 7 points, I mean, I don't see who's going to stop this
I'm
team.
on Tennessee here against the
20 and a
against
half.
the spread. Yeah, I don't love it, but I'm on Tennessee. I do think they can move the ball. The game's in Knoxville, correct?
Yep.
They're going to be jacked up. You saw that environment. You were there.
Right.
Throwing shit.
It was
So
crazy.
It's nuts.
I did not throw anything.
Can they win?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't
but
think so.
I will say this. This is the one question I'm going to ask, right? And the SEC championship game does not count. You're a college football historian. You know this better than anybody.
Right.
Has anybody ever run through untested, not even a close game during the regular season, where like a sweat it out? And Clemson doesn't count because it was week 1.
Yeah, okay.
It's more of a, obviously that game was supposed to be close. That doesn't count.
Right.
What I mean is they're playing Vanderbilt or Tennessee, and it's, holy shit, this is fucking, they're down in the fourth quarter or they're up 3. Tennessee's got the ball. All I'm saying is a test. Is Georgia due for a test?
LSU went pretty untested. They blew out everybody.
Well, not kind of yes and kind of no.
Texas was a back and
They
forth.
beat them
in that year.
45-38, and then they kind of yes and kind of no.
There's not an Alabama team that
I'm
just
looking
ran
at
through
Alabama last year. They beat Florida by 6 in the championship game, but I think before that they were rolling pretty fucking good. And most of the Alabama teams under Saban, he's only got 2 undefeated teams. So the only 2 undefeated teams he has, I believe,
Yeah, that's a storyline that nobody talks
are
about.
2009, which he did not blow everybody out, and last year. I don't think he's got another undefeated team. Now, I'm trying to think of maybe what did Clemson do the year? Did Clemson go undefeated the year they beat Alabama by 28?
No, was that the Syracuse loss? What
Was
year
that
would
the
have been?
Syracuse loss? I don't.
If it
remember.
was 17, that's when they lost to Syracuse.
Okay, it wasn't 17.
I don't know then. Hold on.
It was 18. The Clemson.
Somebody
Clemson
said
won
Nebraska 95. What was that, with
fine,
Tommy
fine,
Frazier.
Fine. And you can find those examples, and that's fine. And I would imagine that there are. And you guys said whatever.
Notre Dame 1946.
Okay, no, it doesn't count.
But more often than not, don't teams get tested during
Correct,
the year?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
all I'm
yeah,
looking
yeah.
for. Is down the road. Georgia's going to be sweating their dicks off here in a spot they're not supposed to.
You know what X factor Tennessee does have?
What?
Big T.
Why'd you say it like that?
Big T right now. Sweet baby cornbred. He's
is.
been winning.
He is on a
He's
hot
been
streak,
winning.
a personal hot streak.
Mm-hmm.
He's on a personal hot streak.
I mean,
but
I was about to say something about succeeding, but like Big T, he's on his own.
I'd be fine if you talked about anything like that.
Well, Big T just going on his own and becoming a winner.
It's all about Big T for you.
It's not all about Big T, but he's on a hot streak.
Did you ever apologize fully to him?
I apologized to him on the show.
I don't think you. No, you definitely didn't do that.
I said, I apologize for being wrong about the Braves. Congratulations for having the same amount of World Series victories as the Philadelphia Phillies in the 21st century.
2016, Clemson, when they beat Alabama 35-31, they lost to Pitt 43-42.
No, I was talking about 18.
I got you. I'm pulling that up now.
18 is when they beat them 44-16. And I think they would have gotten tested early because Trevor didn't take over until midway through the season.
About one of those Miami teams. They have rolled.
So
That's not the point. It's more of
No,
like,
I know,
well,
but
he's bringing up.
yeah,
He's
I'm
bringing
bringing
up
up teams that I think just went undefeated and
not
dominated
really,
every game.
not really because
18, they went 15-0. But hold on.
right. Do they have a
Boston
game?
College 27-7.
This is exciting.
Syracuse, they beat 27-23
Yeah.
at the end of September.
Okay.
They also beat Texas. Well, Texas A&M doesn't count because that was a test game. That was a 2-2. That was a
We
slobber.
were at that game.
That was a slobber knocker game.
No, we
doesn't
weren't at that
count.
game. We were at the
So they did. So
2019.
Clemson did get tested in 2018.
Yeah. So, but to your point, Georgia looks like that's why I think if you want to bet on this game, you might bet Tennessee because I said it on the college football show yesterday. Teams don't. It's not supposed to be this easy. It's not supposed to look like this. You're supposed to have at least one game where you are tested, where you have to put it out there, and you look at the end. Whoa! Thank goodness we survived that.
Right.
That's what college football is. They don't do what Georgia does. So
And you're not saying Georgia is some all-elite, all-time team.
I don't think they are. I think they're an all elite. I think they're an elite all-time defense. I don't think they're that complete of a team. I think their offense is gettable, but
They do what they're supposed to. on
their
offense.
defense puts their offense in such great positions, whether it's being scoring or whether it's just putting them, at the 40-yard line, the 30-yard line. But at some point, Georgia's going to have to answer for the fact that Stetson Bennett's not that good. And does that mean that JT Daniels takes over and the offense finds where it should be anyway? Because they're talented offensively, and they're not bad offensively at all. They're just so much better defensively.
Smitty 2.0 says USC 2004, the year before Vince Young.
Okay.
Well,
You're
I don't-
doing this thing.
I
where,
don't
like,
I'm not
consider
doing
them-
this thing.
you
They're
know
like
my
dominant
point,
teams.
and you're still putting
But
in
wait,
dominant teams
Rico,
10 minutes later.
But Rico, you asked for this.
Yeah.
You asked for him to find them, and I don't count those USC dynasties because that was fake. They didn't.
Oh, shut up.
They didn't beat the right. They didn't beat the right team. They didn't play an undefeated SEC team.
Oh, I
and-
thought you were referring to like Reggie Bush getting his Heisman.
Oh, I don't
taken
care
away.
about that.
That's-
I don't care
okay,
about that.
Okay.
Although he shouldn't have won the Heisman at all that year.
Who should have won it?
Vince Young should have won it.
Yeah.
Vince Young was the better
Okay.
player.
Well, more importantly, having their championship vacated. Everyone knows. They
I don't
won
care
the
about that. I don't
championship.
care. Well, that little dynasty we celebrate, they won one national title. They won one,
They were very close to winning 3 in a row, though. Did you watch
but
that?
they only won one.
Men of
Still a
Troy
pretty damn good
documentary?
team, though.
It was fine, but they only won one title. They didn't win 2003. The media awarded them when they shouldn't have. They won 2004 when they were able to avoid.
He's hot streak. Getting Chick-fil-A.
It gets
I saw
Chick-fil-A
a
every day.
smile.
It gets Chick-fil-A every day.
I just saw a smile though. The lummox.
I do think Big T is the weirdest person on earth because everything about him, his look, his where he's from, you think he should be a happy, jolly guy, and he is the most sour person I've ever met.
Except when he's out.
When he's out, he's 0 to 100.
Mhm.
I had him in Omaha, and he was singing Katy Perry at the top of his lungs. It was unbelievable, just going off like a firework.
Yeah, let the big T eat.
I love the Big T experience. I'm a big T guy.
Mhm.
I also hate him.
Well, that's when you get low T.
Yes. All right. Any lines this week that stick out to you? Like, this doesn't make sense. Rutgers?
No, I think I'm just what I'm gonna take. Rutgers plus 7.
I'm done with Rutgers.
There's not a lot that
You're not
makes-
chopping anymore?
I'm not. I'm sorry, TJ. I'm sorry. Last week, TJ. I mean,
TJ, just cover, buddy. I
TJ.
got you plus 7.
I texted TJ last week. I felt like we had a good thing going, and it wasn't even close. TJ didn't even give me "Are you sure?" when I said Rutgers money line. Like, at least give me a "Yeah, you sure about that one?"
TJ.
Nothing.
You're either with the chop or you're against the chop. So
I gotta be out. I'm sorry.
I'm still chopping. I'm
gonna give you a
hopefully the
total.
tree doesn't fall
Hold
over
on,
and
hold
land
on.
on you.
Hold that total. Fresh from San Diego, California, come the only sunglasses brand we're ever going to wear again. We're talking about Blenders Eyewear, and you're going to be just as hooked when you see how awesome these shades are. Chase Fisher started Blenders by selling his beachy shades out of a backpack while doubling as a surf instructor at Pacific Beach. His goal, create an adventurous mid-price eyewear option with the same cool factor as other leading styles. Unlike expensive big brand shades that you've probably lost or smashed in the past, Blenders are actually affordable, so you're not going to cry as much when the inevitable happens. Blenders' team of in-house designers are constantly coming out with new styles, from orange polarized wraparounds, tortoise-shell frames with purple lenses, to classic gold arms on black lens. Score 15% off your Blenders purchase. Visit blenderseyewear.com. Enter code PIXVIP. That's blenderseyewear.com. Code PIXVIP for 15% off. Blenders, rock with pride worldwide. I have a total, too. What's your total?
It's Cincy, South Florida.
Okay.
Tomorrow night,
All
over
right.
57. I watched South Florida put up 42 on a good Houston defense.
Right.
I think they have a little fight in them. They also have a horrific defense. Cincinnati eventually, you would think, needs to get some kind of fucking nice score to hang their hat on here, right? Let Navy hang in it.
Right.
Let Tulane hang in it
Right.
for a period. Should have lost to Tulsa. Like, it's
I don't agree with that, but yeah. They let
What?
Tulsa hang in. I mean, Tulsa Tulsa
had the ball on the 1 yard line
and had to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. So I don't think they should have lost. I think they didn't look that good.
Won. Tulsa could have won. Put it that way.
So much would have had to happen.
Tulsa could have.
They could have won.
They
not
could
should
have
won.
Correct. Yes, they could have won.
Right. But it's not.
He's mocking you. He's mocking you, Rico.
No.
Mocking you.
My thing only. All right. You know what? Mine only has two. Like, what did they need to do to win? Two things have to happen. The idiot quarterback doesn't have to go down.
Right.
Doesn't go down, and they get the 2-point version.
And then you're tied.
Right. Okay.
So a third thing has to happen for them to win.
Could have won. Okay.
Could have won. Okay.
It's not like I'm saying they lost by 21.
Like
and, that bad fumble
fine.
And the punt and the pick six.
Focus.
And this,
you like the over then?
Yeah, I like the over. I think if Cincy's going to have to score, South Florida's kind of pesky here. Either I think Cincy doesn't put him away, and it's another type of dogfight, because Houston, I think, is still the best team in the conference that no one's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I think Houston's going to beat Cincy. Facts. That's why I don't think Cincy's going to get in.
I hate with a passion the way you say Houston. You start it with a Y.
How would you like me to say it?
Say the H every now and then.
Houston?
Houston.
Okay.
Not Houston.
All right. It's accent.
Say Houston, Smitty.
Houston.
God damn it, Smitty.
That's how we talk.
God,
I think
hate you
Houston's
so
going to win
much.
that conference. I think so. You get two scenarios here. Cincy in a blowout, and they might score 45-50 themselves. You only need the 7. Or they let South Florida hang around, which they have been doing the last 5-6 weeks, and you get a 28-27 type of game. What is it, 57? Sorry, 31-28, and I'm over. Thank you.
All right, so here's the total that I love. And if you like to watch the Barstool College Football Show, me and Dave are in a lock-off. We're both 8-2. Somebody's getting $50,000. Okay, this week I was torn between two locks. I ended up going with the other one. I'll save that one for the show on Saturday. But the one I didn't use was Alabama, New Mexico State under 67.5. Alabama has no interest in these games. They never do. The line is 52. They famously don't really ever cover these lines. Don't worry about that, though. New Mexico State, are they going to score against Alabama? I'm not sure they are. They're averaging 3.2 yards a carry on offense. They're facing an Alabama defense that doesn't have to be that engaged to stop them. And I don't think Alabama's out for blood. I think they're out for a big lead. Rest everybody. Under 67, I feel comfortable. I might even do an alternate under here of like 55. I feel like this is a 48-7 game. I think this is a 48-0 game, something like that.
I worry about you just a little bit that Bama could have 45-48 in the first half.
And
without any effort.
and
Like taking the ball over on the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
And 2 plays get you, I worry a little bit about you.
That's fine.
It makes sense. Saban's checked out on these games. You always see those. You're like, how do you not lay 55 with Bama? How do you not lay 51 against Mercer? They just don't. He doesn't give a fuck.
They beat Mercer 48-14.
Why are they playing this game now? Don't they always play that bye game before Auburn?
They usually do. I don't know why it is this. I think they're playing the bye game here and then Arkansas and then Auburn.
Arkansas is a bye game too, if you ask me.
Arkansas is okay.
I don't like Arkansas. I don't think they're very good.
Yeah, well, they're not. I think they're solid. I think they're a solid football team. I don't think they're a bad football team. I don't think they're a great football team, but they're solid. I don't think they can give Alabama much of a game, but neither can we. So what do I know about that? But I love that one. And I'll just say it. My lock that I've got on the show this week, I want to know what you think about it. This is a great chance to fade.
You give it away?
You don't want me to do
watch
it?
the show.
Okay, well, I'll save it.
Point to it.
I got to find it. I wrote it down. The second team on that one.
I don't know enough about it. That's like those.
What?
Miami minus 2.5?
You know that's not what I pointed at. You
Those
know good and goddamn well that's not what I pointed at.
Sure.
Sorting between those two teams in rock fights, I never do well with. You do.
But one's
that's
coming
all
off
I'm
of
Fair
I know
enough.
the conference.
Fair enough.
I know the conference.
Yeah, the ACC.
Yes, the
That's
ACC.
That's where
King
Miami
of
plays.
the Mountain West.
Yep, that is where Miami plays.
Mm-hmm.
Since when? 2005?
Miami
Yeah,
left the
ACC?
Big East that early?
I don't know.
Was it?
8, 9? I don't know. I don't remember when they left.
I want to say
It's been a while. It's been
the Big East still had a
been
super
at least a
conference in
decade.
2000. I want to say 2011.
Nah, I'm saying 9. What did you-
Earlier.
What, like 4?
There you go.
4? Okay, yeah. I knew that. I don't know why I let you talk. I can't let you pretend to have the college knowledge I got.
Fair.
college knowledge kind of worked. Kind of enjoyed that.
All right, so what are we doing? Just hammering Lamar props, Minnie? Give me a fucking parlay plus here.
I like the Ravens in general.
Okay.
I'm not a big parlay Prince guy, as you know.
I might do
Outside of
Ravens
baseball.
team total.
You
Ravens
give more
adjusted
parlays than
spread.
anybody.
Outside of baseball.
I only do them for the marquee games.
You weren't here. You guys weren't here the other
Sunday,
day.
Monday, Thursday.
Did you guys see that Big Ev tried to sneak a parlay plus?
He didn't
No,
try
he
to
didn't
sneak.
try to do that.
Hey, you're just an
You're-
an
see how-
instigator.
See
The
how
guy,
Big
the
Ev
guy's
tried to-
won
You
for
you
6
just
months.
punch down.
Big Ev
He's the
tried to.
least Ripple guy. Like people.
You
it's
guys
like,
are telling on yourself when you say the punch down. I don't consider Ev down.
I didn't say punch down.
He did. You guys are telling on yourself when you say that shit.
Okay, maybe not punch down, punch equal or down.
I don't
Because
think that's,
if there was anybody above you, you don't bring that up. You
that's
let him
not
go.
true. That's
you just
that's
let him go.
objectively a lie. That's not true. Quit taking the dog's talking points. You want to be the fucking dog?
Well, you are the rudest in the office.
I'm not. I'm fucking not. Do you realize Rico works here now?
You lost the Rudolph.
I'm the nicest in the office.
I won the God damn you, Za. You know what you did.
Wait, what did I do?
I won that yesterday. I think you did it on purpose too.
The act thing?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
I gave you
Not
8
at all.
seconds. There were 8 seconds on the
I
clock.
can't. Brandon, I learned how to type when I moved over
But
here
you
in-
were
in
typing.
2010.
We actually complimented you on how great you were typing yesterday.
I don't know what was happening
Don't
yesterday.
be rude to Za.
I
I'll
don't know
put a
what's
curse on you.
That's rude, right there.
He would. Za, would you not? Is Brandon Walker worthy of a
not
curse?
worth it. Not worth it.
How many languages do you speak, Za?
Fluently 4.
4 times as many as
Yeah,
simple boy here.
exactly.
How many times as many as you?
Well, it's 1, but I don't try to talk down to the man about 8 seconds.
You speak 4
I
languages?
didn't try to talk down to the
No, I
man.
speak 1.
Oh.
Right, you did just say you spoke 4.
No, I said the same as you.
Also, there was a lot of interference, a lot of noise chat.
Yeah, right. Listen, you don't have
People,
to
You
answer
need to
anyone's,
be locked in on me. I won that.
5 people talking at the same time.
You don't have to answer anyone's.
Plus, the Mississippi dialect, I'd say, cuts down the language, but also
I'd like to kick you right in the taint.
Do your head.
Guys, work attire has changed. The days of wearing uncomfortable business attire are over, as evidenced by this man over here wearing his Riders shirt. But you don't have to sacrifice style for comfort like he did with Cuts Clothing. In 2016, Cuts founder Stephen Borelli set out to create clothes ready for every occasion the modern man faces. He started by reinventing the T-shirt. The end result, what GQ magazine calls the only shirt worth wearing. And there's never been a better time to give Cuts Clothing a try because Cuts is kicking off the holiday sale season early with 30% off site-wide now through December 3rd. The signature buttery soft custom-engineered Pika Pro Tri-Blend Tee. It's a bold new take on a classic design. It is professional enough going back to the office, yet comfortable enough for working from home. Cuts has innovated the work-leisure category so you can work anywhere confidently. Ship Again in 2021 is coming. In preparation, Cuts is starting their sale season early for you with 30% off site-wide starting November 9th, so you can have worry-free holiday shopping. Head over to cutsclothing.com today to get 30% off site-wide through December 3rd and upgrade your wardrobe with their world-famous shirts, joggers, and all their new outerwear. That's cutsclothing.com. All right, so a couple more college lines, and then I want to get to NFL lines. I just want to throw some games at you. Michigan at Penn State. It's hovering around -1. Michigan, it's kind of going back and forth. I think right now it's Michigan -1 at Penn State. Might be Penn State -1. We'll see what we have on the graphic. But it's around that pick'em area. Let's just call it a pick'em. Michigan pick'em against Penn State on the road. I personally think Penn State wins this game. I think Michigan and Michigan State are wildly overrated.
Listen, you know I'm never going to pick the Colt, but the signs point that way. That they'll probably come
Are you
away.
stealing the signs thing now?
No. The couple of tough couple of tough losses.
He's trying to say it without saying the signs.
They're trying to figure it out. Michigan, I still think, has overachieved a little bit. Gave Michigan State the game.
But that's crazy. They haven't overachieved. They haven't actually achieved. Michigan hasn't done anything.
Okay. Yeah.
Their best win is a loss.
Overachieving in their rankings. You're right. I think
Yeah.
they're still a 10-2, 9-3 type team.
Right.
Harbaugh finds a way to lose close games, so, as evident with the Michigan State game. I'll never pick it, but it does point that way.
I think that's a big, ugly under game.
I think so too. I think it's 48. Yeah.
Yeah. If that was above 50, okay.
I
Maybe
think both
48.
teams are going to want to take the air out of the ball. I think both teams, and Penn State being at home, That's their best shot. Michigan does have a great defense. I don't think they're a great team, but I think they have a great defense.
Bad passing offense.
Aiden Hutchinson is one of the best defensive players in the league.
Future Eagle.
Or in the country. He is fantastic. I like the under too, but I love Penn State to win the game because I think Michigan and Michigan State have been stories of this season based on nothing. Nothing. Between them, neither has a good win. I guess Michigan, their Wisconsin win is aging pretty good. I'll give them the Wisconsin win, but between Michigan State and Michigan, there are 2 wins, at Wisconsin and Michigan State beating Michigan.
They beat Rutgers at home.
How much better is the Big Ten, how much better is the Big Ten than the Big 12?
I don't know if it's any better, but
I was expecting you to be like, oh, come on.
I think Ohio State's better than any Big 12 team, but that's it.
I think Oklahoma State's really fucking good. I think Oklahoma, we'll see. Well, Oklahoma is in we'll see territory because they haven't done anything yet.
You know who style
Heads up against Ohio State, though.
Oregon beat them, so if Oregon beat them, could Oklahoma beat them? I think maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I think Ohio State is the best team in the Big Ten. I don't know that I can say Ohio State is head and shoulders better than everybody else because, look, transitive property sucks. But Nebraska played Oklahoma, lost by 7. Nebraska played Ohio State, lost by 9. Very similar games, incredibly similar games where the better team that you thought always kind of led but never pulled away. And I think Oklahoma and Ohio State are probably very similar.
Throw out the bottoms of each, right? And it's more so to me like the meat, the middle.
Right.
It's like, so Oklahoma and Ohio State probably are equal, so we'll throw out the top.
Right.
It's more like, are you taking – and Texas is pretty bad too, so they don't count.
Yeah.
Kansas State's been pretty good. Like, is Kansas State better than Iowa straight up right now?
I doubt it.
It's fucking close.
Yeah.
West Virginia's been okay. Can West Virginia hang with Wisconsin? I know Wisconsin's been playing a little bit better. I'm looking at that like Baylor. Can Baylor play with State Penn? Who else is like around in the conversation? Like Michigan
Oklahoma
State.
State.
Yeah, Oklahoma State. Can Oklahoma State beat Michigan State and Michigan? I think so.
I think they could. I think
Right?
Oklahoma
So,
State's better than Michigan State and Michigan.
You know,
I think the Big
where
Ten,
is that discussion in the college football playoff that the Big 12's not getting any degree here? I know
I think
Baylor
the Big
hurt
Ten is
themselves
better
losing at TCU,
from
but
front to back. I think the Big Ten's better front to back. But I think I do think the top of the Big 12 is really good. I think Oklahoma State is fantastic. They only have 1 loss. It's a road loss by 3 points at Iowa State.
Iowa State's another team.
Iowa State's a team that's got 3 losses, but they're not a bad football team. If that's your 4th best team, I think you're a pretty good fucking conference. Any more games that stick out to me? A&M minus 2.5 at Ole Miss. I love A&M. I love them. I think they're just a lot better football team. They're the best team in the SEC West right now today.
Could A&M be a fucking outside playoff contender if they didn't lose to Arkansas?
I think they're an outside playoff contender now. They'd have to do a whole hell of a lot. But if they went out, Alabama loses to Auburn, they go to the SEC championship game. If they beat Georgia, they'd be in the playoff. They're not going to beat Georgia, but they could be in the mix to do it.
Be a lot better if they didn't lose to Arkansas. But you're right. I think A&M's playing really well. Minus the 2.5.
NFL, because we've talked too much about college and we've only got about 10 minutes left. This is the week of there's a lot of big lines.
This up.
What?
Leave this
You
up.
want to see that? There's a lot of big lines. There's 7.5 tonight, but then you got Bucks minus 9.5 at Washington football team, Lions plus 8.5, Jags plus 10.5 at the Colts, Falcons plus 9.5. The Bills are the weirdest team in the league to me. In that the Bills are, I don't know how they've played every single bad team, but it seems like the Bills are 14-point favorites every single fucking week. I know they haven't been, but it seems like they are. They're playing the Jets this week. Of course, they played them twice, but they've also played the Jags. They played this, and they just lost as a 14.5-point favorite straight up. Now they're 12.5 against the Jets. I don't know what to make about the Bills.
Well, Big Mike White starting.
Is he back? Is he good? Is he good and healthy?
No, they announced that he's going to be the starter.
Okay, good. We're calling him Big Mike White now?
Sure.
Sure.
What do you think about the over in that
It's always
game?
good
then?
of Big Mike.
Think about the over in that game.
I mean, Bills just came off a game where it was 9-6 against Jacksonville. I don't know what their offense is doing right now.
Bills are going to come out firing, at least. It's just a question if the Jets can hold up with them. I mean, the Jets lost the Colts and still put up.
I like the Jets' opportunity to put up 14-20
exactly.
for me here.
I think
Mike
it could be a lot like the Colts
I
Jets
like
game.
that over. Smitty, talk me out of a Cowboys-Steelers teaser.
Dude, the Cowboys.
I know. I got burnt on them last week.
Yeah, I mean.
But they almost certainly bounce back, right?
I know.
They do.
But the Falcons, I don't think the Falcons are a bad football team.
No, the Falcons replaced the Lions. We can't say Lions or NTB anymore. It's Falcons NTB.
Yeah, but I think the Falcons are even past NTB into like average territory.
The Falcons
They're actually flirting with like the 7th position in the
I
playoffs.
know the Falcons are like an average football team.
but they're not winners when it comes down to it. Yeah, they won last week against the Saints, but they blow more games more than they succeed. I think they take the Cowboys to the woodshed a little bit.
That bodes well for 8.5, right? If they're a team that blows.
Oh yeah,
they get within
I
that
definitely
number.
think they get within. I definitely like the over as well. I mean, 55. That's saying that both teams are going to be lighting it up. I think they probably lead late in the fourth quarter, and the Cowboys win one of those games.
The Panthers. You got the Panthers and the Cardinals.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Hey,
All
whatever.
right, so of those toss-up games, Raiders Chiefs,
Right.
Vikings Chargers,
Right.
Eagles Broncos, Packers Seahawks, Patriots Browns, the closer spreads. I think Brandon, you're gonna be all over the Browns, aren't you?
No, I don't think I am.
Really? The way you've
Dude,
been
Pats are
talking
playing
about the
better, though.
Browns.
Pats are.
I get that, but the way he's been talking about the Browns.
The way I feel about the Browns, what I see about the Browns is also it's also the Patriots. It's also President in New England because the Browns have gotten off the mat. They had some injury issues, and they're better than their record is. Well, the Patriots are also better than their record, and they're kind of rolling right now. So I don't want to fuck. I'm not trying to fuck with Belichick right now. It doesn't seem like that's a team you need to bet against.
I like the Vikings in those toss-ups.
Vikings are the
Vikings and toss-ups are the are like that's the famous last
know.
words, right?
The Vikings are
But the
in
Chargers
games.
at home in November, don't they always get a bad loss? Not
They
necessarily.
just had one.
Were they at home?
No.
Okay.
Oh, they had a bad loss against the Cowboys earlier this
I
year.
know, but
Well, they
The
lost to the Pats
Vikings,
at
like
home.
you cannot trust. Yeah, they just lost to the Pats at home.
Yeah.
You can't trust the freaking Vikings. You just can't.
can't trust the Chargers, though. We talk about our favorite hobby. The Chargers
Yeah.
cost people a lot of X's in those things.
Yeah,
Let me
but
say that.
that's also based on past history, right? Like if you're going by this year, they have been an up and down team, though. I guess they have been. an
You
up and
just
down
were
team.
ready to fucking crush
Yeah.
me, and you couldn't do
Well,
it.
I'm an up and down guy
They're an
on
up
this
and down
on this
team.
topic.
The
They are an up
Vikings
and
are an
down
up and down team. I still think you get.
You know who else is an up and down team? The fucking they not play this week? Did I miss them?
The only thing you're worried about with the Vikings, what's Cook's
the
status?
Bengals are a big up and down team.
Cook playing?
He's
don't-
got some
I do not
issues.
know.
I understand that. That's why I'm asking. Is he playing?
I don't know. Let's see if
I
he
know.
has. Does he have an emergency press conference today for like 2:30, 3
No.
o'clock?
Yeah, the Bengals have a bye week, and it comes at the perfect time for them.
Yeah, because they've been
They needed it.
been
Yeah.
a fucking roller coaster, man. All right, we'll do picks and then we'll.
So, quick note on the Eagles: I have no idea. I have no idea what to expect
Well,
this
you never.
week.
I don't trust
Yeah.
you on the Eagles anyway.
Well,
'Cause you're always gonna. Like, it's the
I
worst
will
thing
give
ever.
I will give an honest, objective take on them. At least I have no idea what to expect in Denver this week.
Eagles +3 at Broncos. The Broncos are another team I don't trust at all either. I
I
don't
mean, they
know.
just coming off a big win, a high. This
Just
game
ugly,
means more
though.
for the Broncos than it does for the Eagles. The Broncos win this game,
How
then
is
they
that
have a
possible? The Eagles are hanging on by a thread, aren't
yeah,
they?
but the
But
Eagles
the
aren't that
Broncos are in a
good.
fight in that division.
Exactly.
I think the
Why
Broncos
don't
are
If the Broncos win,
I
they have
like
a chance
that.
to
I
be
like
a
the
quote unquote
Broncos.
real team.
I like
Not
the
to win the
Broncos.
AFC or at all, but they could like make something. If they lose to the Eagles at home, their season's over.
The only thing I'm worried about isn't the Broncos so obvious? Shellacking of the fucking Cowboys, only laying
So, I mean,
3
letdown game.
at home against a shitty Eagles team.
Yep.
It seems very obvious.
All right, here's
With
my
that said,
picks.
I'm on the Broncos.
Here's my picks. We'll do football Friday tomorrow. And we'll finish all that up. Last night, Big Ev just continues to be a machine.
Yeah, the guy's really good.
He's a machine. He's really fucking good. That was a good night for our show. Look at that.
Yeah.
Everybody
Maybe
in
the best
positive-
night ever for
Yeah.
the show.
25
You didn't see
Nah.
Ben Mintz's tweet
No,
Or-
I didn't.
or his text?
What? No. Did he text?
Yeah.
He said, "Great night for the crew."
I gotta be honest. I kind of. I don't.
We did a pod.
You know what? I'm not gonna be honest. Never mind. I'm gonna hold that one.
We did a podcast at like 4 a.m. this time, 1 a.m. there after Nate busted, and Ben Mintz was so high he just breathed into the mic loudly for the first 10 minutes.
High off poker or high off?
3 chi in life,
Okay,
and,
all
you
right.
know, but you couldn't not record like
All right,
around it.
Let me go. We're running out of time. So tonight I got one pick from 4 Sports. So I've got Maryland in college basketball minus 18.5. I love them to hammer George Washington. Yeah,
Love it.
Yinkadare not walking through that door. I've got anybody? Yinkadare? No, nothing. Pitt minus 6.5. I'm just tailing Dan. Dan is so
Gotta
confident
ride
with
it.
this.
You gotta
I'm riding
take
that. Dolphins plus 7.5. I'm just
Wrong.
banking on the Ravens playing down and the Dolphins losing this game by 3 to 4 points.
Wrong.
I don't love it. I don't love it at all. And then I like Sixers minus 2.5. Who are they playing?
They're playing the Raptors at home. They're banged up.
Raptors
So a lot of
minus
COVID
2.5.
running through that locker room.
Who?
Tobias Harris out. Jerome Beat out.
Sixers?
I'm fine.
Raptors
I'm fine.
won last night, or played a road game last night.
Back-to-back.
Even a back-to-back.
Like they
road.
lost in Boston.
I'm on the Sixers as well.
All right, Smitty.
I'm changing one of my picks, TJ. I'm changing the over in Pitt UNC. Just do Ravens minus 7.5. Get that over with. Maryland minus 18. Providence 15.5 at home. Vegas Knights money line. Anytime Vegas is at home or that line is evenish, take the Vikings, or excuse me, take Vegas and bet with Smitty. Andre Drummond, 11 points, 11 rebounds. Sixers win. That's being priced out.
All right,
very good D.
Rico Bosco.
All right, Cal Riverside plus the points. Prairie View A&M plus the points. Boost the line Ravens. I thought it was 110. Clippers minus 4. 76ers minus 4. They got two teams coming back from road games, and I'll give you a parlay plus in the prime time.
In the prime time, so we will have all of that tonight. If you have anybody else's picks, you can put them up there. I don't know who all got in this morning. Megan, Pitt minus 6. Got teaser, Northern Colorado. There you go. Mincy with the Sixers. We're all on the Sixers. Utah, Clippers, UNC, and Ravens Dolphins under 46.5. Marty with Maryland minus 18. 6. We're all on the fucking Sixers.
Sixers win by 2.
We're all on the
Book it.
fucking Sixers.
Book it.
All right, the Yak is up next. Big Ev at least doesn't have the Sixers. All right.